Yes people, how are we doing? Hopefully everyone is good. Welcome to a new YouTube video. I haven't actually done a bit of a sit down intro for quite a long while because the last few have been with like clients or other people. But training with him today, full flex derby, the usual push session today. Few amendments since we last did this session. However, I thought I'd give a bit of an update. So Sam put on the screen when I'm actually going to be training. I wanted to have a bit of a JP style like intro where I actually just sit down and have a bit of a catch up, because in social media now, it's reels, everything's quick. I can't actually explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, all this sort of stuff. So it's currently the 4th of June, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 4th of June at like 2 o'clock, the usual sort of training time. I am about 17 weeks deep into this push-up, sitting at 131.5 kilos. So like 289. I saw like a 293 before bed, which I thought was pretty cool. But body weight is the highest it's ever been by quite some distance. And I'm definitely not lean, but I'm definitely not that fat. Like, my face is, but my body isn't that bad. So I am literally, this is a year post-show now pretty much. It's like a year and a week since I last competed, which is mad because I said on the video that I did with Sam at the Universe last year, I was like, I'm excited for the future. And technically this is like almost the future for when that would have been. And so the last year has been really, really good. In every single aspect of what I wanted to have done, I've done. And if anything, like, I want you to kick on more. And realistically for me, the next time I compete, it will be within the super heavyweights for bodybuilding. Obviously, if I do a PCA show, that's just gonna be, I'd be in bodybuilding tall, I'm pretty sure. So for this next year or so, up until pretty much like a pre-prep diet starts at the start of next year, is literally just a case of training, growing, eating, all that sort of stuff that unfortunately isn't as marketable when it comes to reels, content, all that sort of stuff. I mean, I always post myself, but nothing's as good when you're lean. It's easy to get engagement. So for me, I love the process. This is what I've always been about. It's a case of just doing the do, rinsing, repeating. My strength at this point is the highest it's ever been, which is pretty cool. I literally was chatting to Sam before we started. I got a 330 stiff leg, so a 330 kilo stiff leg for a set of 4. So coming for an 8-plate stiff leg, which is pretty wild. Like, if you told me that last year, I would have literally been like, no chance. My first ever stiff leg deadlift post-prep last year, I got 200 kilos for literally 0 reps. So I've added 130 kilos onto a stiff leg deadlift, which is pretty cool. Food's really high, like really, really high to be fair. And pretty much from a PD standpoint, things are like maxed out for what things are going to be relative to my goals and where things are. Still not really touching too much. Like, the more I speak to people and the more that I coach higher end individuals, I realize that what I'm doing for open bodybuilding still isn't really that extreme, and long may it continue. The progress I've made at a relatively low amount for me as an individual is more than enough. And I look at this and think, like, I'm 25, I've got plenty of years to still be going at this. And realistically, within the next year or two, next year I want to be very, very good as an amateur. I want to be going into pretty much any show that I do, and I want to be winning. I've always been that, it's always been my mindset. I wouldn't be competing if I wasn't thinking I could win. And then the following year, potentially some pro qualifiers. And I'd like to say by 2027, that would be when I'm like touching distance within an IFBB pro card, which I've already kind of spoken about. But again, I look at it and think the way I do and what I do is solely because of my love for training and how things are. So right now, in this kind of groove of just everything's going in a really good spot, I am pretty fucking ruined, as I have been mentioning pretty much on every single video, because performance is really high. We have a deload coming up next week, which is needed. I haven't deloaded for about the last 7 or so weeks now. So for me, usually by like week 6, 7, 8, post deload, that's when the wheels start to fall off. So this is basically full send for the next week. So that's what we're here for push today. So life is good, training is good. If you like these sort of intros, let me know. If you don't and you just want me to go straight into the video, maybe so. But for the people that actually follow me and the people that actually maybe like my stuff and haven't just randomly clicked on a suggested video, that's a bit of an introduction to where I'm at. In a really good groove, in a really good spot, heavy, fucking feeling pretty tired, feeling pretty beaten up, but it's all in the need for fucking progress. So I swore in the first vid, Sam, cut that out. You can't swear for the algorithm, that's not good. So yeah, first exercise, we have a lateral raise. Simple sort of stuff. We'll get into the session as we should. Best in the game. Best in the game. It's not, but it's a very good lateral raise. So, similar sort of thought process to always. Like, I don't like to do too much side delt work now. I literally do 4 sets a week, if that, which is a lot less than what I was doing when I was doing like mentally doing like 15, 20 sets. my side delts are way too overdeveloped. So I use this as a bit of a priming movement for both like physically, but more so as well mentally. Getting some blood flow to my shoulders. I actually leave like a rep or two in reserve now because I don't like to go like with like my shoulders being tired for the heavier presses, especially when I need more front delt and more like top shelf to match my side delts. Because I was looking at some photos that popped up because it was about, like I said, a year ago since I last competed. And my side delts were just fucking stupid, like way too overdeveloped. So if anything, I probably will pull them down even more or less from a frequency and volume standpoint. So 2 to 3 sets, just depending on feel, rep or two in reserves, getting a good connection, good feel, bit of blood flow to the shoulder, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but if you've got lateral raise, Norse's nitro, all of it's pretty good.
I feel like you can't really be powerful with it. Like
Yeah,
you've got
I
to
know what you
be careful out the bottom.
Yeah, you can't, there's no aggression. Everything has to be like really
Yeah.
controlled. And then it's so heavy.
It
in
moves
that
a lot
bottom point.
easier when you're really controlling that transition.
I have to almost think like elbows,
Yeah.
push them forward, keep tight. Like it's not like another press where you can just explode.
I feel like I get a lot out of my front delt though.
So 6 plates on the top peg. 2 sets was attended here, but we're going to do 3. We've done 3 the last time and it felt really good. We were saying like, especially last week, on movements where you can alter the resistance profile, you can get away with doing a bit more because it feels almost like a different movement, just based off the profile. So first set, we have 4 plates on the top, 2 plates on the middle, so like a 2 to 1 sort of ratio. We then go completely like 1 to 0, so like all the load, same amount of load on the top peg. This creates more of a challenge at length and range, and oh my god, 2024, length and range, wow. But it does feel good. So this pretty much results in a really heavy position here, and then as we start pressing, just has a nice little drop off. And anyway, this machine has a pressing angle, or the arc, that kind of goes backwards. So I find the bigger and stronger you get on this, almost the worse it feels. But because I've only had this in for a few weeks, I'm not like stupidly strong yet. Some people are gonna look at 6 plates and go, oh my god, but it's on the top peg, so it's what it is. It's heavy here, not heavy at the bottom, or the top, sorry. So 2 sets in that profile, and then usually the last week we basically did all the way on the top peg of the 3rd set, we just reduced load. So doing the same load, but just changing the profile in line of fatigue, pretty simple, if you understand mechanics. If not, just do what most 18-year-olds do, go on to like Reddit or sign up to MBW or Train by JP, and just start reading, and then you know more about it than anybody else. So I can't argue with you, bro. You know more than me. Sam, make it a reel. Gotta get 1. If I get 1 rep, I'll be fine.
What did you get last time?
I think I did 5.5, 5, but we'll see.
No, you did 6 plates. You've done 6. Can't hear me, but you've done 6.
3, 2, 1. Oh.
Easy. Come on.
Oh.
Yeah. Good. Let's go. Yeah. Again. Again.
Fucking hell.
That was good.
Yeah,
Very good.
Heavy. But like, I say heavy, it's just hard to get moving. Ooh.
It's weird, isn't it? Like every rep feels like a 1 rep max.
Yeah.
Yeah, better. Again.
Right, so I feel like there's the woke lifters now. I'm calling out everybody. I'm going to get cancelled from this video. The woke lifters, the newer style lifters, they do things that are very natty. That's what I describe it as, like natty. Like everything has to be perfect. This is the nattiest thing that I do. So Sam said, high incline Smith. I put a 5 kilo plate underneath the bench. I personally don't think many people suit a flat press, especially when you're going to naturally almost retract your scapula, so you're almost putting yourself in a slight decline position. It just doesn't really feel too good for most people's shoulders. Like, no one really is that good with strong, but no one's actually that efficient at pressing like this. It's more so going to be in this sort of upwards plane. And from a physique development standpoint, who needs more lower chest? People who have shit chests. Who needs more upper chest? Everybody. So basically, having a little bit of a bias towards just putting that bench from like a flat to a very slight incline is what I do. And like I said, it's very natty. So I'm a natural lifter now because I'm doing this. Right, so there's a dude, his name's Dan Talabi or Talab. Sam, I'll show you this guy. He coached by Tom, so Evolution Training, beat this year, and he does like he's like 22 or something. He's a joke. I don't know how old you are, bro. But you do like 5.5 plates. I'm acting like I'm speaking to you, but honestly, mate, your Smith pressing is fucking awesome. I'm so envious of your shoulders, like just because. If I did that with 2 plates, I sound like an old guy now. I'm definitely getting too old. If I did that with 2 plates, I would literally end up in hospital. And he literally just unwraps 5 and it's like bang, 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 bang. It's really cool. So, yeah, man. I've done 5 on the Smith before, but not as many as you. So, like, fair play. I'm impressed. So, you're my motivation, bro. Thank you. Not that you know, I've only ever spoken to you once or twice on Instagram. But Daniel Talabi something. You know who you are, bro. Very strong.
Come on, easy. Yeah, let's go. Sticky. Sticky. It looks sticky, like even the first rep.
Yeah. Right, so first set there, I was saying to Finn, like, this is one movement that I do find always is never as good when it comes to like just numbers wise when it's done after like a second press. So obviously I've already done the 3 sets of the prime shoulder press, so realistically, even though I've not directly ruined my chest, there's still going to be a good amount of fatigue through the press and musculature. So 4 plates and a 5 before. I've done like a fair bit more than that, but I want to get, like, in my head, if I can run this as a second press, whenever I go past 4.5 plates, I always end up like niggling my left pec. So if I can build this up to like a 4.5 plate plus press, because I can't really do this first. So I end up doing 4.5 plates, 4.75 plates, I've done 5 plates, and it fucks me up. So doing this as a second main press, embracing that it's not maybe as good like as I would be if I was fresh. It's still 4 plates, but to me, I'm like, funny, like, I don't know if Sam got it on video, I don't think he would have. A dude literally said, you're taking the piss for that. And like, to me, I'm like, shit, still more than this. But this is when exercise sequencing makes sense. The other movement, obviously we can load the lengthen. This Smith's gonna be heavy in the bottom point anyway. And especially when you're fatigued, our ability to be explosive out the hole, it's gonna be there to somewhat of an extent, but then getting it short is gonna be hard. So if I can, like I said, get stronger in a more fatigued spot, when I put this in earlier, fingers crossed if I fucking don't blow my pec off the, like if I don't just tear my pec, then it should be all good. So yeah, first set there, drop it down to 3.5 plates for a back off set. And then that's like the main heavy pressing work done. And then it's just pump, squeeze, RIR shit. It's not. I never do that. Fuck that. I couldn't imagine anything worse. I'd rather wouldn't train. No. Easy.
Come on, let's go.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Come on. Nice. Weird how like you can tell, you know, when you're above like an 8 repper, it feels to be a bit more explosive.
Do what we did before. Dip, arms, finish off with a fly and a lateral.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I did biceps yesterday. I did 6 sets of the same machine. It was the pre-core plate-loaded preacher. Go. Up. Oh, nice. 2 sets there, 2 sets on the stack. They don't allow gym pins here, or I think it's like an unwritten rule, which is a bit weird. Some gyms do, some gyms don't, some multiplexes do, some multiplexes don't. So 2 sets on the stack. Jumping into the video, bro.
Oh, mate. I didn't realise you were filming. Oh, you're filming? Sorry.
Oh, you filmed. Didn't realise you were filming.
So no.
2 sets on the stack. Both like 8 plus. I got there at like 13 and 11. So relatively high-ish rep, but just getting what we can out of it. Length and range bias, so cam 3. Prime machine, so you can load obviously a little bit of lengthened, which is not a bad idea. And this is like the main tricep movement with obviously a good amount of chest anyway. In this session, we usually do like 3 to 4 main presses, but we've recently done a bit more. So it's like we're doing less actual movements, but more volume through the movements we're doing. So that's why we're doing the 3 sets on the prime shoulder press. So usually for me, like 6 sets is like a minimum. Sometimes 5 if I'm like at absolute peak strength or I'm doing really demanding movements. This session, I think 7 sets, so 7 main pressing sets, which is cool. That's all I need. I notice quality starts to diminish after like set 4 to 5 anyway, so these 2 sets, getting what I can. We do a fly to end the session, and then usually I do a bit of arms. I'm just gonna do triceps, I'm gonna do 1 bicep movement today, so I'm gonna do a bit of arm. But basically I did biceps yesterday, and my biceps do need to be better, but at the same time, they're pretty tired from yesterday, so a little bit of auto-regulation there. Pretty cool. I don't know if anyone's watched not the last video. The last video is uploaded right now, but the second last video. So I have a few people that only watch YouTube and don't follow me on Instagram, which is mad because I only really post on Instagram consistently. So Instagram respect. But yeah, Jacob, so the lad that I trained with 2 weeks ago, he won the overall at his first ever show. So there's only ever been 2 teams that have won the overall. Jacob and Josh. Finn just looked up. So before me and Finn came into the coaching scene, no team had ever won an overall. However, that's not really a credit to me and Finn. It's just, but it kind of is, because it means that we're getting teams in really good condition. But it also, Josh and Jacob are absolute freaks. So, do you reckon it's because of us? I mean, to be fair, people are getting into it younger now anyway.
To be fair, if you look at Josh when he signed up with me,
yeah,
like he was good, don't get me wrong,
yeah.
like he had potential, but like compared to when he was on stage and now,
yeah,
it's pretty mental. Same with like if you look at Jacob when he started with you, the potential was there,
yeah.
but you've still got to do the work. You've still got to make sure, that, especially with young lads as well. Like
they're not usually perfect.
No, but I do think they listen. They do take everything you're saying. Like I'll do exactly whatever you say, which is why they're getting in good shape.
Yeah. And also, I think the low stress, like Josh and Jacob. Jacob, like his job is not that much stress. It's just steps. So other than steps, it's not where he's mentally really tired or he's got loads of work on. So it's really cool to see, and as Finn said, like I think they're adherent, they don't have an ego. Like nowadays, I feel like when we were younger, like because there wasn't people that we knew through social media, you were the biggest guy in the pure gym, so you were like, oh, I'm all right. Where now it's like, because you're so small in the grand scheme of things, like in the wide range of physique development, you're like, oh shit, I do probably need to listen to my coach.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise. So yeah, Josh and Jacob, first 2 ever teams to win the overall. Jacob is on this weekend for
Josh
PC Naturals.
Well.
Josh is as well. Josh has jumped in apparently, and Josh is on the team, isn't he? So when did you turn 20?
Just have to check.
Yeah.
Back end of this year or later this year, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Jacob won the overall. He's doing Amsterdam, which is a shame because Sam's busy, because that would have been quite cool. Finn's booked him out, so Sam could have come to Amsterdam with us. Sam wanted to come to Amsterdam.
Can if you want.
Finch just said he can if he wants. Sam's gonna go, mate. You being serious? I can't afford you, Sam. Sorry, mate. I'm broke. I've got too many outgoings right now. I will say though, Sam, hear this. This is another video. The last video in the JP gym, I said, please buy day passes. Yeah, well, no, you know, for the videographer pass. I said, please buy some training plans. I had 2 guys buy training plans. Both of them messaged me from the video, and I was like, get in. So I made my money. So basically, guys, I'm gonna train at JP's gym because I made £10 profit from videoing, getting Sam to video, and then 2 people bought training plans. So what I'm gonna do is I'm now just gonna start bullshitting that every gym is charging me 50 quid. So I need people to buy training plans. So training plans in bio, coaching slots available. Yeah, there's the plug. Right guys, so a little bit of arms. I never go on my phone ever when I'm training really, other than like video sets or whatever. But because Jake would compete week, because Cam is also compete week, like if I see one of them message me, I will not always get back to it to make sure it's all good. And it's funny what we were speaking about in regards to like being like meticulous. Jacob just messaged me saying like, oh, 50 gram of carb drive, or it better be carb drive, Reese 10. 50 gram of carb powder, carb drive. Sat the best it has, and then he told me the ratio of water to the grams of carbs that he's used. And it's like, it's no surprise. Things like this, like Jacob was telling me exactly like the intricacies of everything he's done that I haven't even asked him to, because I don't even want him to over stress about it, but he's tracking it anyway. And like nowadays, a lot of people are entering preps and shows and they think, oh, I'm just dieting. It's the reason why people look shit, it's the reason why it's condition shit, it's the reason why a lot of people have missed the mark by quite some distance, and they do one prep and they change from I'm going to win everything to I'm not going to win anything, I'm just doing it to take part, but they look awful. You look awful. You don't look great. Cool, you got on stage, you haven't done the best. So look upon your actual work, upon what you're doing and how you can get better, because there's only so much a coach can say. I can say somebody a perfect plan, everything mapped out, but it's your responsibility to make sure you're firstly getting the basics done, but also seeing how far you can go when it comes to the other areas that I might not need to lay out, but are needed. Training intensity, rest times, quality upon sets, execution, these things that, again, it's just dieting, but how well are you actually applying yourself in all aspects? These are the certain things that you do have to look upon, and also controlling stress. I was saying that you can, again, I can map out everything perfectly. If you have input from people that aren't positive, you're having people that aren't giving you the right information, you're taking stuff in from everybody, you'll get overstressed, you'll get overworked, you'll probably end up missing the mark. So, yeah, listen to your coach, do the basics. So make that a reel. Right guys, so that is the session. As I said at the start, I hadn't done an intro and I haven't really done an outro. We keep forgetting to do outros. So yeah, that was the session. Really, really good session to be fair. Like sessions, like at this point in my off season, I don't have bad sessions. Every session is progression. Every session is extremely positive. The only thing that isn't positive is probably how I feel afterwards because of the load lifted. But this is what the off season is all about, which I think nowadays, again, is almost lost with just the standard of what people are doing. Like preps are fun, dieting is fun, reversing out is fun. Being a year into an off season where the last 54 weeks I've spent 48 of them eating 5,000 plus calories, 6,000 plus calories for the vast majority of that, like being 130-ish kilos in extremely hot conditions. I could look at this and think, oh, it's not fun. My sleep quality is not amazing. I feel tired, all that sort of stuff. But like I said, this is what's needed to grow. So session today was really good. The order is a little bit different to what we were last running. I basically maxed out the Atlantis incline press and I couldn't really get any more weight on there. And it was fun doing like 9 and a bit plates, but the progression runway really wasn't there. So we put in the prime shoulder press. I like to, if anything, rotate sometimes between having like a shoulder press first or a chest press first and all that sort of stuff. Just depending on not really what my physique needs in the moment, but just like what I haven't really rinsed. And that's what I think training should be about. Anybody could overanalyze their physique and think, oh, I need this, I need that. objectively, for me and 99% of people listening to this, you need more muscle everywhere. So instead of trying to pick point, oh, my arms are weak, my front delt's weak, just think like, what do I actually need to grow more of? But unless you have a significant strength, you probably still need more muscle there. My delts, like my side delts don't need any more muscle, but my front delts do. So therefore, I'm doing a shoulder press first. Cool, it is what it is. So shoulder press, progressed, 6 plates, that was really good. The Smith press, 4 and a bit, and then 3.5. A little bit too heavy on the top set, but I want to get acclimated to doing heavier sets, especially in a more fatigued state. Dip, 2 sets on the stack, simple, bish bash bosh. And then we did the fly towards the end, and then it was literally a case of doing pretty much a bit of arm movements, which is just metabolic work. So yeah, it's pretty simple sort of stuff, nothing too special. Push and arms, one of those sessions where I think the fundamental main bit should be heavy, top set back off, hard compound sort of stuff. And then the latter end should, if anything, be more metabolic work, blood flow work, which I think is now lost. You get people who don't, again, I seem to be calling out a lot of people, so I do apologize, and I hope this video isn't too preachy. But there's definitely a lot of areas where people are doing 2 sets on a tricep movement, and it's like, if you have no triceps, you probably need to be doing more than 2 sets. If you have no muscle, you probably should be doing more than 2 sets on most things. So volume is escalated up and down. For where things are right now, everything's all good for me. Like I said, I have a week left. I pretty much have like less than a week now. I have like 3 more sessions prior to my deload, which is good because like Amsterdam's aligned nicely with Jacob going to Worlds and then me needing a deload because I am pretty smashed. But this run of training has been really, really good. Come back, have another 2 or so weeks at peak PD load, and then it'll be a case of pulling down to a cruise. For the first 2 to 3 weeks of that cruise, I'm still going to be within a super physiological range of androgen, so food's going to stay high, training's going to stay high. They have a bit of a reset. Like right now, I am like maxed out body weight wise. Like I'm definitely not like obese. Sam was saying I'm obese. I'm objectively obese, but I'm not to the point where it's past no return. But I'm fucking 290 pounds. So a little bit of a pullback, not really a diet. Just instead of eating 7,000 calories, probably eating 5,000 calories, and then push back up and spend again like looking towards maybe solidifying 134, 135 kilos, and just being a bigger dude in general and spending time at heavier body weight. So yeah, that is the video. We have, I think, a show video. Sam's sold me dreams of, Reese, I'm there at the show this weekend, I can film for you. Do you want to have that as a video? So Sam's making more money, more than Sam. That's great. Fantastic. Anything that, Sam's amazing at selling me stuff. Of just, Reese, I'm here, do you want to do this? And then we're filming back end of the month, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to do a deadlift video or a hinge video, which will be cool. Yeah, 29th, so that'll be fine, that'll be good. So 8 plates is being taken this weekend for the first time from a stiff leg, which I'm going to be honest, has anyone stiff legged 8 plates before? I don't think many people have, so that'll be quite cool. So that'll be what we're going for this weekend, and then the next time I video with Sam directly in the gym will be literally that. But now we're going to crack on with some reels. Sam, you mind cracking on with some reels? Look out for the reels, guys. Love reels, right? That's that. Subscribe, comment, like, all that sort of stuff. Yeah? Peace. Bye-bye.